Here we have the Matrix Spilt Toe design. This is an off-the-shelf carbon fibre device which also has glass fibre in it. The main design feature is that it has a split section on the forefoot. The idea being is that we can absorb some shock in a medial and lateral direction. It's also good if someone has, for example, a first hallux amputation and you want to replace the function of that when the patient progresses onto the forefoot and are looking to push off into swing phase. So looking at some of the other design benefits of the Matrix Spilt Toe is on the foot plate, as you can see, we have a contour. The reason for that is that if you look at the last of most shoes, there's a heel pitch. It tends to be approximately 10 millimetres, where the heel section is 10 millimetres higher than the ball of the foot. And each shoe tends to have a bit of toe spring on there as well. So putting that into the brace first off means that when it goes inside the footwear, it sits a lot more flush. Another design feature that we have is the anterior shell. The anterior shell is heat moldable, but you can actually take it in your hands and make it a little wider or smaller. The reason for that is we have a size small to extra large in range, but as you know, some of your patients may be a little bigger in the calf area or smaller. So this is adjustable to do that. As you can see, there's 2 screws at the front. With the 2 screws here, they're adjusted with an Allen key. They also have Loctite on them, so once you've set it, they will stay in place. The reason for it is that if your patient is a little taller or smaller, you can actually change that height in approximately 1 inch of deviation. So the brace has Velcro closure at the calf area only. What's great about the Velcro closure is that it makes it easier for the patient to then don and doff the device. This Velcro strap can actually be completely replaced. So if you have a patient that's been wearing the device for a length of time and the only thing that's worn down is the Velcro on the strap, you can just order that and have that replaced. We also have a foam liner here. Now the foam liner is removable also. This is the area that really makes contact with the skin. So it's stuck in with Velcro, which means you can take it out, and we always provide a second one for you to provide to the patient so they can switch them over while cleaning the other one and just keep it fresh and safe for the patient. Let's have a look at the alignment of the lower extremity in the device. What we're looking at here is the anterior tilt of the tibia. This should be approximately at 10 degrees inclination forward to mimic normal biomechanics in gait. If we don't have 10 degrees of inclination forward, what we could look to do is provide, for example, a heel raise, whether inside the footwear under or over the Matrix device, or we can consider using a rocker sole adaptation on the footwear. Let's have a look at the Matrix Spilt Toe being fitted to a patient. The first thing we do is select the size of the foot plate length. This must be appropriate to be slightly longer than the actual patient's foot, part of the shoe. This can be used instead of the insole provided with the device. Backing, and then this can be fixed onto the foot plate. By altering the position of the insole in relation to the foot plate, the position of the lateral strut can be moved relative to the lateral malleolus. When selecting footwear, it's important to look for a slight rocker sole where the heel pitch is 10 millimetres higher than the sole thickness at the ball of the foot. Also looking for a toe spring of approximately 10 degrees, which is consistent with a standard shoe. One option with footwear is if they have an insole that comes as part of the shoe, this can be used instead of the insole provided with the device. Then we put the device into the patient's footwear and don the entire lot as one piece to make it easier for the patient. Once in place, we're going to adjust the anterior shell. You loosen the screws by turning them to the left, and from there you can then slide the device up and down. You want it to be approximately a quarter of an inch to half an inch below the patella tendon. You then tighten this to the right. You want to don the proximal strap around the posterior of the calf and ensure there's enough tension on there. What's important with the split toe is that this is not through a D-ring, it's through an actual slot on the lateral aspect of the anterior shell. You then want to fasten the footwear, whether that's Velcro or laces, with decent tension, and then the patient is ready to walk in the device.